Ada sits on her couch with Harley's leash still in her hand. The leather is warm from her palm. It smells faintly like the vet, that clean chemical thing that clings to fabric and hair and makes everything feel temporary. She's been holding it for, she doesn't know, an hour? 2? It's Tuesday, technically. The day still has a name. The apartment is too quiet. Her phone buzzes. Amara again, probably. Ada sent her a text from the rideshare. Harley died at the vet. I'm home. I'm fine. 3 sentences, all true, none of them complete. She doesn't look at the phone. The vet said bring him in. Something was off. Harley had been tired yesterday, didn't eat breakfast this morning, and Ada thought it was just age. He was 9. Slowing down was normal. But then he didn't want to retrieve her keys, and that wasn't like him. So she called, and they said come in, and she got a rideshare. And then everything moved fast in the exam room, and Ada sat there with her hand on his side until the vet's voice went soft. They asked if she wanted time with him. She said no. She doesn't know why she said no. The rideshare driver helped her into the car and didn't ask questions, which was good because Ada had no answers. He got her home, asked if she needed help inside, and she said no to that too. Now she's here, leash in hand, and she still hasn't taken off her jacket. Her phone buzzes again. This time she looks. Amara, I'm calling Jordan to come check on you. Amara, please answer your phone. Amara, Ada, I'm serious. Jordan is Amara's husband. Nice guy. Ada's met him 4 times. She texts back, don't, please, I'm fine. She's not fine, obviously, but Jordan coming over would require her to perform fine, which is worse than just sitting here not fine, alone. Harley's food bowl sits by the kitchen counter, empty and silver, and catching the overhead light like it's trying to be noticed. She should put it away. She doesn't move. Her work laptop is closed on the coffee table. She has tickets to answer, probably. People with password problems and software glitches and complaints about the interface. None of it matters. All of it still needs to be done tomorrow. Ada closes her eyes, opens them. The apartment looks the same. Harley's bed is in the corner by the couch, the fleece one he liked better than the expensive orthopedic one she bought last year. Empty. Obviously empty. She knew it would be empty. She watched them carry out the... No. Stop. She needs to move, needs to do something. Her wheelchair is right there, but she tries to stand anyway, like she can out-stubborn reality. She takes 2 steps toward the kitchen using the couch for balance, and her legs don't cooperate, and she drops back onto the cushion hard. Great plan, she thinks. Walk it off. That'll solve grief. The dark humor tastes bitter even inside her own head. She transfers into her wheelchair, muscle memory taking over, wheels to the kitchen, fills a glass of water she doesn't drink, opens the fridge, closes it. Leftover Thai food sits in the container from 2 days ago. Harley knocked his head against her knee, begging for it, even though he wasn't supposed to have curry. He did that little snort when she said no, like he was offended by the concept. Ada turns away from the fridge and faces the living room. Everything in it is wrong. The furniture is exactly where it's always been, but without Harley moving through the space, it's all just obstacles. She doesn't know where anything is anymore. That doesn't make sense. She's lived here 3 years. She knows every inch, but it's true anyway. She navigates back to the couch, transfers over, pulls her legs up. Her back twinges. She ignores it. The leash is still on the cushion where she left it. She picks it up, runs her thumb over the clip. Harley hated having it attached. He would go still and long-suffering while she hooked it on, then pull toward the door like maybe if he moved fast enough she'd forget it existed. Someone knocks. Her head snaps toward the door. She doesn't move otherwise. Another knock, softer. A woman's voice. Hey, it's Thea, from 3B, upstairs? Ada knows who Thea is. She's seen her in the hallway maybe a dozen times over the past year. Nods, quick highs, that's it. Tall, quiet, always carrying too many grocery bags. Ada has no idea why she's here now. I saw the emergency van vine earlier. Thea pauses like she's trying to decide whether she's allowed to exist in this moment. And are you okay? Ada almost laughs. She doesn't because it would come out wrong. I'm fine, she calls toward the door. Her voice sounds normal. How does it sound normal? Silence. Then Thea says, "Okay, I just wanted to check." Ada waits, for footsteps, for Thea to leave. They don't come. "Do you need anything?" Thea asks. "My dog back?" "No. Thank you." More silence. This is awkward for both of them, probably. Thea should leave, Ada should let her. "I'm going to leave my number," Thea said, "on a post-it, on your door, in case." "You don't have to." "I know." Footsteps now, finally. Up the stairs. Ada hears Thea's door open and close one floor above. The building settles back into quiet. The post-it is probably on her door right now. She's not going to use it. Her phone buzzes again. Amara calling. Ada declines. It texts, "Going to sleep. Talk tomorrow." She's not going to sleep. The pain in her lower back spreads into her hips, that familiar deep ache that means she's been sitting wrong too long. She should take something. She wheels to the bathroom, finds the pill bottle, takes one with handfuls of water from the tap, looks at herself in the mirror for 3 seconds, and regrets it. Back in the living room, she transfers to the couch again, lies down, pulls the throw blanket over herself, stares at the ceiling. The apartment is so quiet, she can hear the refrigerator humming in the kitchen. Then she hears it. 3 metallic jingles in quick succession, the rhythm of tags on a collar. The sound of Harley circling 3 times before lying down in his bed. Ada turns her head toward the corner. The bed is empty. She stares at it until her eyes blur, listening to silence where the sound had been so clear a second ago. Phantom jingles, her brain filling in what should be there. It'll probably keep doing that, she thinks, for a while, until it learns. She closes her eyes and doesn't cry and doesn't sleep and waits for morning like morning has ever fixed anything. The email from the vet clinic arrives at 4:47 p.m. Ada stares at the subject line, "Final arrangements for Harley O'Coffer." They've given him her last name in the system, like he was family. He was, obviously, but seeing it in an email subject with the word final makes her throat tighten. She opens it. There's a PDF invoice attached. Emergency exam fee, after-hours surcharge, euthanasia services, private cremation with a decorative urn, $847. Payment due within 15 days. Ada closes the laptop. She'll deal with it later, or tomorrow, or never. Her phone buzzes. Not Amara this time. A text from a number she doesn't recognize. Unknown. "Hi, Ada. This is Marcus from Positive Provisions. So sorry to hear about Harley. We'll cancel your subscription. Sending our condolences." She stares at it. She didn't tell them. How do they know? Then she remembers she'd emailed them a vet record once, months ago, when they asked for proof he was on a prescription diet. Her name, Harley's name, her address. It's all in their system. She probably hit pause subscription at some point today without thinking. Companies are good at noticing when you stop paying attention. She doesn't reply. Another buzz. This one is a voicemail notification from a number she does recognize. Canine Companions, the service dog organization. She should call them back. There are procedures, paperwork. She signed agreements when she received Harley about notifying them within 48 hours if something happened. She looks at the phone, puts it face down on the couch. Her back hurts worse now, that deep nerve ache that's been building since this morning, since she sat wrong in the rideshare, since she transferred wrong a dozen times today without thinking, because her body keeps forgetting Harley isn't there to brace against. She should eat something. She hasn't since yesterday, this morning. Time is moving strangely. Her stomach feels like a closed fist. The apartment is dim now, late afternoon light coming through the window at that angle that makes everything look tired. She should turn on a lamp. She doesn't. Harley's food bowl is still by the counter, catching the last of the daylight. Ada wheels to the kitchen, opens the cabinet where she keeps the dog food. The bag is half full. 40 pounds of kibble Harley will never eat. She closes the cabinet like it's hot. Her phone rings. Not a buzz, a full ring. She looks. Canine Companions on the caller ID. She lets it go to voicemail. 30 seconds later, another voicemail notification. She plays it on speaker. Hi, Ada. This is Jennifer from Canine Companions. We were notified that Harley has passed, and we're so sorry for your loss. When you have a moment, please give us a call back. We'll need to arrange for the return of his vest and any equipment, and we can discuss next steps for your status. Again, we're so sorry. Call us when you're ready. Return of his vest. Right. The vest costs money. It belongs to them. Ada looks toward the closet where it hangs on its designated hook. She can see the edge of it from here, the blue handle loop catching a sliver of light. She can't box it up today. She can't even look at it directly. Her phone rings again. Different number. Building management. She answers. Hello? Hi, Ada. It's Rashid from the office. I'm sorry to bother you, but we had a delivery attempt for 2A earlier. The driver said he couldn't get in the main door, said the automatic button isn't working. Ada closes her eyes. The entrance button has been broken for 3 days. Usually, Harley would steady at her side while she leaned out of her chair to pull the heavy door open, or he'd alert when someone was coming so she could time it and slip in behind them without making it a whole production. Lately, she's been scheduling deliveries like a coward, praying another tenant will appear at the right moment. Yeah, she says. It's been out since Friday. I've got a work order in, Rashid says, like the words are supposed to be comforting. Maintenance won't be here until Thursday. Can you manage until then? Can you manage? What a question. I'll manage, she says. Great. Thanks for understanding. And I heard about your dog. Really sorry. Everyone is sorry. Thanks. She hangs up. The pain in her hips spreads, that specific tightening that means she's about 20 minutes from needing to lie down whether she wants to or not. Her fatigue pattern is predictable on paper. 4 or 5 hours upright, then the tank is empty. She's been up since early morning. Her body is done. She wheels back to the couch, starts the transfer, and her phone slides off her lap onto the floor. Of course. She stares at it. It's 3 feet away. Might as well be 3 miles. Without Harley, retrieving dropped things requires either the reacher tool, which is in the bedroom, or getting back in the chair, positioning carefully, leaning down while holding the wheel so she doesn't tip, hoping her core cooperates. Both options make her want to scream. She sits on the couch and glares at the phone like that will help. Someone knocks. Ada lets her head drop back against the cushion. You've got to be kidding me. It's Thea, from upstairs. Again, I know. Sorry. Ada says nothing. I heard your phone ring through the floor, like a lot. I just wanted to check if everything's okay. It's fine. Silence. Then Thea asks gently, "Can I help with anything?" Ada looks at the phone on the floor, looks at the door. Two things are true at the same time. She does not want help. She desperately needs help. "My phone's on the floor," she hears herself say. "You want me to grab it?" Ada should say no, should handle it herself, should prove she's fine. Instead, she says, "Yeah, door's unlocked." And then she thinks, immediately, "Why is my door unlocked?" Thea opens it anyway, like she's trusting Ada's words more than Ada trusts herself. She steps just inside, spots the phone immediately, picks it up, crosses the 3 feet to the couch, hands it to Ada. Their fingers brush. Thea's hands are cold. "Thanks," she says. Thea nods. She's in a worn hoodie and dark pants, hair slightly damp like she showered and didn't have the energy to do anything after. She looks tired, not performative tired, actual tired. Dark circles, a slackness around her eyes like she stopped holding her face up. "I'll let you rest," Thea says, already turning toward the door. "Wait." Thea stops. Ada doesn't know what she's asking for. Just knows she doesn't want to be alone with the email and the voicemails and the invoice and the quiet. "Do you have a second?" "I have more than a second." Ada gestures vaguely toward the kitchen. "The dog food. Cabinet to the left of the sink. Can you just put it somewhere I don't have to see it?" Thea doesn't ask where, doesn't say anything. She just walks to the kitchen, opens the cabinet, pulls out the bag. She looks around for a moment, then carries it to the coat closet by the door, tucks it on the floor behind the vacuum, closes the closet door, comes back. "Anything else?" Thea asks. "The bowl, the vest, the bed, all of it." "Not right now." "Okay." Thea heads for the door again, pauses with her hand on the frame. "I work nights Tuesday and Wednesday, so if you need anything and I'm up there walking around at 3 a.m., just text or knock on the ceiling. I'll hear it." She leaves before Ada can find a response that isn't too much or not enough. The apartment settles back into quiet. Ada looks at her phone. 7 missed calls, 4 voicemails, 2 texts. She should answer them, make the calls, fill out the forms, be responsible. Instead, she lies down on the couch, pulls the blanket over herself, and thinks about how Thea didn't ask why the phone was on the floor, didn't offer to help with the other things she obviously saw, just picked it up, moved the dog food, and left. It should feel like not enough. It doesn't. Ada wakes up at 2:34 a.m., and her first thought is that she needs to let Harley out. She's halfway through sitting up before her brain catches up. There's no dog to let out. There's no dog at all. She lies back down. The apartment makes its night sounds. Refrigerator hum, occasional creak from upstairs. She pulls the blanket higher. Her legs are freezing. She should go back to sleep. She closes her eyes. Then she hears it. 3 metallic jingles in quick succession, tags on a collar, the rhythm of Harley settling into his bed. Ada turns her head toward the corner. The bed is empty. Obviously, she knew it would be empty. Her brain just hasn't updated its catalog of sounds yet. She stares at the dark shape until her eyes adjust. Still empty. By the time morning light filters through the blinds, she's been awake more than asleep. Wednesday morning. Less than 24 hours since the vet clinic, and it feels like a month. Her back aches from lying wrong. She transfers into her chair, wheels to the bathroom, handles her morning routine on autopilot. Catheterization, face wash, brush teeth. The mirror shows someone who looks like her, but more tired. In the kitchen, she fills the kettle, sets it on the stove, turns the heat on, reaches for a mug. "Okay, I'm making coffee, so just stay there and..." She stops. Her hand freezes on the mug handle. She was talking to Harley, narrating her actions the way she used to, so he'd know to stay out of the way when she carried hot liquids. Less than a day, and her mouth still hasn't figured it out. Great, she thinks. Now I'm the woman who talks to her dead dog. Very sane, very together. The bitterness sits heavy on her tongue. She finishes making coffee in silence, carries it to the coffee table without spilling, which should feel like an achievement, and instead feels like proof she never needed help in the first place. She knows that's a lie. The laptop is still closed where she left it. She should check work emails. The world didn't stop just because hers did. She opens it. 43 unread emails. Most are automated. 3 from her manager asking if she's okay and when she'll be back online. 1 from a coworker she barely knows. Heard about your dog. Take all the time you need. Take all the time she needs, as if grief has a completion timeline. She closes the laptop. Her phone sits next to her mug. She scrolls through notifications, then sees a text from last night she missed. Thea, 3B. Up if you need anything, down if you don't. Either way is fine. Sent at 11:47 p.m. Thea works nights Tuesday and Wednesday. She was probably awake, not performing availability. Ada doesn't respond, just puts the phone down and drinks her coffee. It's too hot. She drinks it anyway. The empty food bowl is still by the counter, catching morning light, staging a silent protest, refusing to be invisible. Ada wheels to the kitchen, opens the fridge, leftover Thai, some yogurt, half a carton of eggs. She closes the fridge, turns, and almost reaches for the dog food cabinet before she remembers. Right. Thea moved it. It's in the coat closet now. Ada's hand hovers in midair, then drops. She looks at the bowl. She should put it away, wash it, throw it out, something other than leaving it there like a monument. She picks it up. The metal is cool in her palm. There's a small dent on one side from when Harley knocked it off the counter as a puppy. She almost fills it. The impulse is so strong she can feel her hand turning toward the sink, toward the water, like if she just goes through the motions, muscle memory will summon him back. She puts the bowl in the sink instead, doesn't fill it, doesn't wash it, just leaves it there. Her phone buzzes. She wheels back, checks it. Amara. Checking in. You don't have to answer, just want you to know I'm thinking of you. Ada texts back, I'm okay. She's not okay, but okay is easier than explaining what she actually is, tired and angry and sad and numb all at once in a way that doesn't fit into language. Everything in the apartment is where it's supposed to be, but the space feels wrong, like someone rearranged it all 2 inches to the left while she wasn't looking. She wheels to the bedroom, transfers onto the bed, lies down even though she just got up. Her body is already tired. A couple hours upright and she's done. She stares at the ceiling, thinks about the voicemail from Canine Companions. Call us when you're ready. When will she be ready? Tomorrow? Next week? Never? 3 metallic jingles, quick succession. The phantom sound so clear she could swear it's real. Ada turns her head. The dog bed is visible through the open bedroom door. Empty. She knows it's empty. She turned her head anyway. Her phone is on the nightstand. She must have carried it without noticing. She picks it up, scrolls to Thea's message from last night. Up if you need anything, down if you don't. Either way is fine. Ada opens a reply, types, thanks for yesterday, stares at it, deletes it. Types, I'm just the word, cursor blinking. She doesn't know how to finish the sentence because she doesn't know what she is. Fine? Not fine? Grateful? Terrified of needing someone? She stares at the incomplete sentence, 1 word and a blinking cursor and the weight of everything she can't say. The apartment is quiet. Someone's moving around upstairs. Thea's probably awake. or working, or doing whatever people do on a Wednesday morning when their world hasn't stopped. Ada keeps the phone in her hand, the unsent message, sitting in the text field like a question she's not ready to ask, but can't quite delete either. She doesn't send it. She doesn't delete it. That's the whole problem. The kitchen rug catches Ada's front wheel for the third time in 10 minutes, and she wants to scream. It's a stupid, small thing. A washable cotton rug she bought 2 years ago because the kitchen floor was cold and Harley liked lying on it while she cooked. Now it's just a mobility hazard that bunches up every time she wheels over it. She backs up, bends forward, tries to smooth it flat. It stays for exactly 4 seconds before her wheel hits it again and it wrinkles into a ridge that stops her chair completely. Fine, she'll move it. She backs up again, leans down as far as she can without tipping, grabs the corner of the rug, pulls. It barely budges. The other side is wedged under the cabinet toe kick. Of course it is. She wheels to the other side, leans, pulls that corner. Now the first side is stuck again. This is a 2-person job, or a 1-person with a service dog job, or a job for someone whose body cooperates when they need it to. Her back is already complaining. That deep nerve ache that started yesterday hasn't let up. She gives up on smoothing and just pulls the whole rug out from under the cabinet, bunching it as she goes, shoving it toward the hallway. It takes 5 minutes and leaves her breathing hard and irritated at everything. The floor is bare now, cold. The rug sits in a heap by the hallway. She'll deal with it later, or never. Someone knocks. Ada looks at the door, then at her phone on the counter. No texts, no missed calls. Just someone knocking. She wheels over, opens it. Thea stands there with a reusable grocery bag in one hand and a slightly sheepish expression. "Hey, I was at the store and thought I'd grab you some things." Ada stares at her. Thea holds up the bag like evidence. "Milk, bread, some of those protein bars you had in your cart last time I saw you shopping. I remembered because they were the same ones I buy." Ada keeps staring. "I texted," Thea says, less certain now, "like 20 minutes ago. Did you not get it?" Ada looks at her phone. No new messages. She swipes down. Nothing. "I sent it," Thea says. She pulls out her cracked phone, taps the screen, frowns. "Oh, it didn't go through. The service in this building is terrible. I always have to—" She trails off. "I'm sorry. I should have waited to make sure it sent." Ada says nothing. Her jaw is tight. She can feel it. She's staring at her hands on her wheels, and she knows she should look up, should say something, but her brain has gone quiet in that specific way it does when she's overwhelmed, and every word feels like lifting a boulder. "Ada?" Thea's voice is careful. "Are you okay?" No, she's not okay. She's tired and her back hurts, and she just spent 10 minutes fighting a rug, and now there's a person in her doorway with groceries she didn't ask for, and good intentions she doesn't know how to hold. She makes herself look up. Thea is watching her with concern that looks genuine, which somehow makes it worse. "You can't just come over without texting," Ada says. Her voice comes out flat. "I need to know you're coming. I need to be able to say no." Thea's expression shifts immediately. Not defensive, not hurt, just understanding. "You're right. I'm sorry. That was an overstep." Ada waits for the but, or "I was just trying to help," or "I thought you'd want," or any of the ways people soften a boundary until it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. "I'll text first from now on," Thea says, "and wait for a response, even if I think the text went through." Ada nods. Her jaw is still tight, but something in her chest unclenches slightly. "Do you want these?" Thea holds up the grocery bag. "Or should I take them back upstairs?" Ada looks at the bag. She does need milk and bread, and she hasn't eaten a real meal since Monday. "I'll take them," she says. Thea steps just inside the door, hands Ada the bag. Their hands don't touch this time. Thea's being careful about space now. Ada sets the bag on her lap. Thanks. No problem. Thea glances past her into the apartment, and Ada knows she can see the rug wadded up in the hallway, the bare kitchen floor, the whole obvious struggle. I was just moving a rug, Ada says, because apparently she needs to explain. Want help putting it somewhere? Ada should say no, should handle it herself. Yeah, she hears herself say instead. Thea follows her in, looks at the rug. Where do you want it? Bedroom, I guess? Or the closet? I don't know, just not the kitchen. Thea picks up the rug, folds it in half, then in half again. Closet? Yeah. Thea opens the coat closet by the door. Ada sees her register the bag of dog food on the floor, the one she moved there yesterday. Thea doesn't comment, just tucks the rug on the shelf above the coats and closes the door. Anything else? Ada looks around. The apartment is full of anything else's. The bowl in the sink, the vest in the bedroom closet, the bed in the corner, the whole grief-shaped mess of her life. Not right now, she says. Okay. Thea heads for the door, pauses with her hand on the frame. I really am sorry about just showing up. I know. I'll text first from now on, I promise. Okay. Thea leaves. The door clicks shut. The apartment is quiet again. Ada wheels to the kitchen, unloads the grocery bag. Milk in the fridge, bread on the counter, protein bars in the cabinet. She picks up one of the bars, reads the label. Peanut butter chocolate chip. She does buy these. Thea remembered that. She puts the bar back, closes the cabinet. Her phone is still on the counter, where she left it. She picks it up, opens her messages. The last text from Thea is still the one from last night. Up if you need anything, down if you don't. Either way is fine. She scrolls up, checking. No new message. Thea's text really didn't go through. She starts typing. Got the groceries, thanks. Pauses. Adds. And thanks for asking about the rug. She hits send, watches the message go from sending to delivered. 3 dots appear immediately. Thea's typing. The dots disappear, reappear, disappear again. Finally, anytime. Text if you need anything. Ada puts the phone down, looks at the empty floor, the closed closet, the put-away groceries. She thinks about how Thea's typing dots appeared and disappeared 3 times before she sent that last text. Like she was choosing her words carefully, like she knew Ada needed space but didn't want to give too much. That kind of calibration isn't easy. Ada knows, because she's terrible at it herself, but Thea's trying, and Ada let her. That's something. Maybe. By 7 p.m., Ada's back is screaming at her. Not the dull ache from earlier, this is the sharp kind, the nerve pain that radiates from her lower spine into her hips and makes every small movement feel like dragging herself through broken glass. She should have taken something an hour ago. She didn't. Now she's paying for it. The dishes are piled in the sink. The bowl is still there, sitting on top of everything else like a monument to her avoidance. She's been looking at it all day and doing nothing about it. She should just wash them, get it over with. Except leaning over the sink for 10 minutes sounds impossible right now, and the dish soap is on the back of the counter where she can't quite reach it without stretching, and Harley used to nudge it forward when she asked. She wheels closer, reaches. Her fingers brush the bottle. Not enough. Great, she thinks. Defeated by dish soap. Very dignified. The bitter humor doesn't make it better. She backs up, angles differently, reaches again, gets it this time, squirts soap into the sink, turns on the water to hot because the cold tap sticks, and she doesn't have the energy to fight it. She picks up the bowl. Her hands freeze. The dent is still visible. The small one, from when Harley knocked it off the counter as a puppy. She runs her thumb over it. Smooth metal, then the rough edge where it bent. She should wash it, put it away, move on. She puts it back in the sink and turns off the water. Her phone is on the coffee table. She wheels over, picks it up, opens her messages. Thea's last text is from this afternoon. Anytime. Text if you need anything. Ada stares at it. She doesn't need anything. That's a lie. She needs a lot of things. She needs her back to stop hurting. She needs to sleep more than 2 hours at a time. She needs Harley back, which isn't possible, so she needs to figure out how to exist in an apartment that doesn't make sense without him. But what she can ask for right now is dish soap moved 6 inches forward, or someone to tell her it's okay that she's been staring at a dog bowl for 3 days, or just company, the kind that doesn't require her to perform okay. She types, "You around?" Deletes it. Too needy. Types, "Can you help me reach something?" Stares at it. That's not what she wants either. Types, "Are you free for a few minutes?" Hit send before she can overthink it. The reply doesn't come immediately. Ada watches the screen. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Then, on deadline. Translation due at 9. Can I text you after? Ada reads it twice. Right. Thea has a job, a life, things that don't revolve around Ada's apartment and Ada's grief, and Ada's inability to wash a bowl. She types back, "Yeah, no problem." Another pause. Then Thea's typing again. The dots appear and disappear, appear again. Finally, "Is it urgent? I can take a quick break if you need." Ada stares at the message. Thea's offering, but she said she's on deadline. She said due at 9. It's past 7 now. That's not enough time if she stops to come downstairs. And there it is, the familiar shape of it. Thea's offering because that's what people do, not because she wants to, because she feels obligated, because Ada's the neighbor. With the dead dog who can't even handle dish soap. And what kind of person would Thea be if she didn't help? Ada types, "It's fine. Handle your work." Sends it. 3 dots immediately. Ada, "I want to be here, but some nights I'm tapped out. I'll tell you when I am. This is one of those nights. But if you actually need something urgent, I will come down. Just tell me." Ada reads it 3 times. Thea's tapped out. She said it plainly. She's also asking if Ada actually needs her. Ada's first instinct is to say no, to prove she's fine, to close the door before Thea can feel worse about saying she's busy. But Thea didn't apologize. She didn't say sorry for having a job or sorry for having limits. She just stated the limit and asked a direct question. Ada looks at the dish soap on the counter, the bowl in the sink, the apartment around her that feels too big and too small at once. She types, "Not urgent. I was just going to ask you to move dish soap forward on my counter. I can use a grabber tool. It's fine." Hit send. The reply comes fast. "I'll move it tomorrow. Text me if you think of anything else tonight. And I'm sorry I can't come down right now." Ada types, "Don't be sorry. Your deadline is more important than dish soap." Sends it, then adds, "Good luck with the translation." The 3 dots appear again, and this time they only last a second. "Thanks. I'll text you when I'm done, even if it's late." Ada puts the phone down. Her chest feels tight, but not in the bad way, or not entirely in the bad way. Thea said no. Sort of. She said she was tapped out and she'd tell Ada when that was true. She didn't disappear. She didn't make Ada guess. She just drew a line and asked if it was okay. And Ada said it was okay. That's new. Ada wheels to the kitchen, opens the drawer where she keeps the grabber tool, uses it to knock the dish soap forward. It falls over. Close enough. She leaves the dishes for tomorrow. In the bedroom, she transfers onto the bed, reaches for the pill bottle on the nightstand, takes one. The pain won't disappear, but it'll dull. That's something. Her phone buzzes. Thea. Still here. Just wanted to say thanks for understanding. Ada reads it. Reads it again. She types, "Thanks for telling me." Puts the phone down on the nightstand. Stares at the ceiling. The closet door is open. She can see into it from here. Harley's vest hangs on the hook where she left it, the blue handle loop visible in the dim light. She hasn't called canine companions back yet. The voicemail said they need the vest returned, equipment that belongs to them. She should box it up, send it back, close that particular loop of paperwork. She hasn't touched it since Tuesday. She looks at it now. The vest. The hook. The empty space beneath it where Harley used to sit when she was getting ready to put it on him, patient and resigned and ready to work. For tonight, the vest stays on the hook. She thinks about the voicemail. Jennifer from Canine Companions will need to arrange for the return of his vest and any equipment. Return, like it's a library book, like it's not the thing Harley wore every day for 6 years, like boxing it up and sending it back won't feel like erasing him. But they need it for the next dog, the next person, the next partnership. That's how it works. She knows that. She signed papers agreeing to it. Doesn't make it easier. She closes her eyes and lets the vest blur into the dark. Ada wakes up Thursday morning, having slept 6 hours straight. Her body feels almost normal. Her brain feels like it's made of tissue paper. She sits on the edge of the bed for a minute, staring at the closet. The vest is still hanging there. She slept facing it all night. Coffee first, then the phone call. In the kitchen, she makes coffee on autopilot. The bowl is still in the sink. The dish soap is knocked over on the counter where she left it. She ignores both. She takes her coffee to the couch, picks up her phone, pulls up the voicemail from Canine Companions, listens to it one more time. We'll need to arrange for the return of his vest and any equipment. She's been avoiding this for 3 days. 4? Time is still moving strangely. She calls the number. It rings twice, then a recorded voice. Thank you for calling Canine Companions. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line and a representative will be with you shortly. Hold music. Soft, instrumental something. The kind of music designed to be inoffensive and instead makes her want to throw her phone across the room. She waits. 2 minutes. 3. A click. Canine Companions, this is Jennifer. How can I help you? Hi, this is Ada Okafor. I got a voicemail about returning equipment. My dog, Harley, he died on Tuesday. Oh yes, Ada. I'm so sorry for your loss. Jennifer's voice is kind but professional. She's done this before. Let me pull up your file. One moment. Ada hears typing. Okay, I have you here. So we'll need the vest, leash, and any training tools we provided. Do you still have the collar and tags? The collar was his. Ada's voice comes out flat. I bought it separately. That's fine. You can keep that. The vest should have our logo on it. Blue handle? Yes. Perfect. Do you have a box you can use to ship it? I'll find one. Great. I'm going to email you a prepaid return label. Just print it out, tape it to the box, and drop it at any postal location. Does that work? It doesn't work. None of this works. But that's not what Jennifer is asking. Yeah, that works. Wonderful. And Ada, if you'd like to discuss being placed back on the wait list for another dog, we can talk about that too. There's no rush. Just let us know when you're ready. Another dog. Like Harley was replaceable, like she could just slot in a new one and keep going. I'll let you know, Ada says. Of course. Take care. The call ends. Ada puts the phone down, stares at the coffee table. She needs a box. She wheels to the coat closet, opens it. There's a collapsed Amazon box shoved on the top shelf behind some reusable grocery bags. She can see the corner of it. Can't reach it. Harley used to pull things down from low shelves when she asked. She'd point, he'd tug, it would fall, and she'd catch it. Simple. Now she needs the step stool, which is in the bedroom closet, which means 2 trips, and her back is already starting that familiar ache. Or, she thinks, I could just use a different box. She wheels to the recycling bin by the kitchen. Empty. She took the recycling out. When? Last week? It feels like a year ago. Fine, the step stool it is. She gets it from the bedroom, brings it back, positions it by the coat closet, transfers out of her chair, uses the stool to boost herself up enough to reach the shelf, grabs the box, nearly drops it, catches it against her chest, lowers herself back down, transfers into her chair. The whole process takes 10 minutes and leaves her breathing hard. Harley could have done that in 30 seconds, she thinks, then immediately hates herself for thinking it. She unfolds the box on the living room floor. It's too big. The vest will rattle around in it. She should find something smaller. She doesn't have the energy to find something smaller. Packing tape. She has that somewhere. Bedroom, kitchen. She wheels around the apartment like she's searching for something she's never owned. Finally finds it in the drawer by the fridge. Of course. She wheels to the bedroom, the closet, the vest. She reaches up, unhooks it from its place. The weight of it in her hands is so familiar her body almost relaxes, then remembers, then tenses again. She brings it to the living room, sits there holding it for a moment. There's dog hair on it still, Harley's fur, black and tan. She could lint roll it, make it presentable, return it clean. She puts it directly in the box instead. Her phone buzzes. Thea. Hey, I'm done with work for the day. Need anything? No pressure, just checking. Ada puts the phone down, looks at the box, at the vest inside it, the roll of packing tape on her lap. She types, I'm packing up Harley's vest to return it. If you're free, I could use help with tape and printing a shipping label. Sends it. Then adds, only if you have time. 3 dots appear immediately. I'll be down in 5 minutes. Ada puts the phone down, looks at the box, at the vest inside it. She should fold it neatly. She doesn't. Thea knocks exactly 5 minutes later. Soft, tentative. Ada wheels to the door, opens it. Thea stands there in an oversized sweater and leggings, her hair pulled back, her cracked phone in one hand. She looks tired. Not as tired as Tuesday, but tired. Hey, Thea says. Hey. Thea steps inside, glances at the box on the floor, doesn't comment on the vest visible inside it. What do you need? The tape, Ada gestures. I can't get good leverage to pull it, and I need to print a shipping label. My printer's out of paper, and the refill is on the top shelf in the bedroom closet. Got it. Thea moves efficiently, gets the printer paper first, loads it. Ada emails her the label PDF from her phone. Thea prints it, brings it to the living room. Then she crouches by the box. You want me to tape it, or you want to do it? Ada looks at the box, at the vest inside, at Thea waiting. You do it, Ada says. Thea nods, closes the box flaps, tapes them down with quick, precise movements. Not precious about it, not dragging it out, just doing the thing. She smooths the label onto the top, presses the edges down. Done, Thea says. Ada stares at the box. It's just a box now. Brown cardboard, white label, black text. Harley's vest is inside it, but you wouldn't know from looking. She laughs. It comes out sharp and bitter. That's it. 6 years of partnership, and it fits in a box. Thea stands up, brushes her hands on her leggings, doesn't say anything. Sorry, Ada says. That was... Don't apologize, Thea says. It's a shit situation. Ada looks at her. Thea's face is neutral, not pitying, not uncomfortable, just present. Yeah, Ada says. You want me to carry it somewhere? Thea asks. Ada looks around. By the door. I'll take it to the post office tomorrow. Thea picks up the box, carries it to the door, sets it down next to Ada's shoes. Anything else? Thea asks. Ada shakes her head. Okay. Thea heads for the door, pauses. Text me if you need anything later. Thanks. Thea leaves. The door clicks shut. Ada sits in the middle of the living room. The closet door is still open in the bedroom. The hook is empty now. The box is by the door. She should feel something. Relief, maybe? Or grief, or anger, or anything. Instead, she just feels tired. She wheels to the door, looks at the box, brown cardboard, white label, the address printed neatly. Return to sender. She leaves it exactly where Thea put it, right next to Ada's shoes. 3 pairs, sneakers for transfers, old flats she never wears, the slip-ons Harley used to nudge toward her on mornings when she was running late. The box sits there like it belongs, like it's luggage waiting for a trip. Tomorrow, she'll take it to the post office. Tonight, she'll pretend it's not there. She wheels away and doesn't look back. Ada wakes up Friday morning and stares at the ceiling for 10 minutes before she convinces herself to get out of bed. The box is still by the door. She can see it from the bedroom if she angles her head right. Brown cardboard, white label, waiting. She needs to take it to the post office today. She told herself that yesterday, and the day before that, but today she actually means it. Coffee first. In the kitchen, she makes coffee and eats half a protein bar standing at the counter. Well, sitting at the counter. The bowl is no longer in the sink. She washed it last night and put it away. Small victories. She checks her phone. A text from Thea from 20 minutes ago. Thea, heading out for errands around 10 if you need help with anything. Let me know. Ada looks at the time. 9:43 a.m. She looks at the box by the door. She could do this alone, probably. The post office is 3 blocks away. The main door button is still broken, but she could wait for someone to come through, time it right, carry the box on her lap, navigate the uneven sidewalk, get there, stand in line, come back. Or she could text Thea. She types, "Going to mail the box at 10. Could use help getting through the front door if you're around." Sends it. 3 dots appear immediately. Thea, I'll meet you downstairs at 10. Ada puts the phone down, drinks her coffee, tries not to think too hard about how easily she started asking for help. At 9:55, she wheels to the door, picks up the box, settles it on her lap. It's not heavy, but it's awkward. She opens her apartment door, wheels into the hallway, locks up behind her. The elevator works. Small miracle. She takes it down to the ground floor. The building entrance is right there. Glass door, heavy, with the broken automatic button next to it. Through the glass, she can see the sidewalk. Freedom. 3 blocks to the post office. She wheels up to the door, sets the box on the floor for a moment, reaches for the door handle, pulls. The door is heavier than she remembered, or she's more tired than she thought. She gets it open 6 inches, 12. It starts to swing back. She tries to prop it with her wheel while reaching for the box, and the door swings shut. She tries again. Same result. This is humiliating, she thinks, defeated by a door. Hey! Ada turns. Thea's coming down the stairs from above, hair in a messy bun, wearing her worn headphones around her neck, and carrying her usual oversized canvas bag. She looks like she just woke up. Hey, Ada says. Thanks for coming down. No problem. Thea presses to the door, looks at it, looks at the broken button. What's the plan? I pull, you hold it open, I wheel through with the box. Got it. Ada picks up the box, settles it on her lap again, nods at Thea. Thea pulls the door open, holds it. Ada wheels through into the entrance alcove between the inner and outer doors. Thea follows, letting the first door close behind them. You want me to come to the post office with you? Ada looks through the outer glass door at the sidewalk, the uneven concrete, the curb cut that's too steep, the 3 blocks that suddenly feel like 3 miles. Yeah, she says, if you have time. I have time. Thea reaches for the outer door, pulls it open, and Ada notices the way Thea's other hand goes to her temple, just for a second. A quick press, like she's trying to push something back inside her skull. Then it's gone. Thea's holding the door like nothing happened. Ada wheels through, stops on the sidewalk, turns. Your head hurts, Ada says. Thea blinks. What? Your head. You just rubbed your temple. Oh, it's nothing, just a tension headache. I'm fine. Are you actually fine, or are you performing fine? Thea's face does something complicated. I'm managing. Managing means it hurts. Ada, it's fine. Let's just get your box mailed. Ada doesn't move. How bad? It's not that bad. Scale of 1 to 10. Thea sighs, rubs her temple again, longer this time. Maybe a 6. I've had worse. And you were going to come with me anyway. You needed help. I need you to stop doing that. Thea looks genuinely confused. Doing what? Making yourself smaller. Ada's voice comes out sharper than she means it to. Don't make yourself smaller because you think I can't handle that you also have a body. That's patronizing. Thea goes still. Not defensive, not hurt, just very still. I wasn't, Thea starts. Stops. I do that, Thea continues. I hide it. I've been doing it for years. My ex used to say I was being dramatic when I mentioned headaches or being tired, so I just stopped mentioning it. And then with my mom calling about my dad's Parkinson's, I couldn't exactly complain about a headache when he's dealing with that. So she gestures vaguely, I minimize. Constantly. It's a reflex at this point. Ada watches her. Thea's not looking at her anymore. She's looking at the sidewalk. I'm sorry, Thea says. You're right. It is patronizing. Like I think you're too fragile to handle me having a headache while you're dealing with actual grief. I can handle both, Ada says. I know. Thea signally looks up. That I can just say when I'm not okay, without it being a production or a burden. They stand there for a moment. The box is still on Ada's lap. The post office is still 3 blocks away. Thea's head still hurts. Do you have meds? Ada asks. In my bag. Take them. It's not that bad. Thea. Thea pulls out a bottle of ibuprofen from her bag, dry swallows 2 pills. Happy?
Thrilled. Now let's get this over with. They start down the sidewalk. Thea walks next to Ada's chair, adjusting her pace without being asked. When they hit the uneven part of the sidewalk, Thea steadies the box on Ada's lap without a word. The post office is exactly as depressing as Ada expected. Fluorescent lights, long counter, 2 people ahead of them in line. They wait. When it's Ada's turn, she wheels up to the counter, lifts the box. The postal worker scans the label, takes it, sets it on the cart behind him. All set, he says. That's it. 6 years of partnership. Scanned and gone. Ada nods, wheels away from the counter. Thea follows her outside. On the sidewalk, Ada stops, just sits there for a moment. The box is gone. The vest is gone. Harley is gone. You okay? Thea asks. I don't know. That's fair. They start back toward the building. The walk is quieter this time. When they get to the entrance, Thea pulls the door open again. Ada wheels through. Inside the alcove, Ada stops, turns. Thanks, she says, for coming with me, and for being honest about your head. Thanks for calling me on it. Thea's still holding the outer door open with one hand. Ada's chair is half in, half out of the alcove. They're close enough that Ada can see how tired Thea actually looks, the dark circles, the way she's holding tension in her jaw. Your headache, is it better? Getting there. The ibuprofen needs time to kick in. Do you need to lie down? Probably, but I also need to get groceries and do laundry and call my mom back and... Thea stops, smiles a little. I'm working on it. The honesty thing. Work faster. Thea laughs. It's quiet but genuine. She lets the door close. They're both in the alcove, the small space between the 2 sets of doors. Thea reaches for the inner door, pulls it open. Ada starts to wheel through. Her wheel catches on the door frame. She adjusts. The box of protein bars in Thea's canvas bag shifts and starts to fall. Thea catches it with her free hand. Ada reaches to help steady the bag. Their hands end up on the same canvas strap, pressed together. They both freeze. Thea's hand is cold. Ada's is probably cold too. Neither of them pulls away. The moment stretches. 2 seconds, 3, long enough for Ada to register the warmth of Thea's palm against her knuckles, long enough to notice Thea noticing. Then Thea shifts the bag, and their hands separate, and the moment is over. Sorry, Thea says. It's fine, Ada says. They're both lying. Ada wheels through the inner door into the lobby, and Thea follows, and neither of them mentions it. But Ada can still feel the exact shape of Thea's hand against hers, the cold fingers, the rough canvas between them, the way neither of them pulled away until they had to. She gets into the elevator, Thea takes the stairs, and Ada rides up alone, thinking about touches that did not feel accidental.
The weather shifts Saturday afternoon, and Ada's back goes from manageable to unbearable in under an hour. She knows the signs. The barometric pressure drops, her nervous system throws a fit. The nerve pain that's usually a steady 3 jumps to a 7, then an 8, radiating from her lower spine through her hips and down into legs that can't feel it, but her brain insists are on fire anyway. She takes 2 pills instead of 1. She wheels to the bedroom, gets the heating pad, plugs it in, arranges herself on the couch with pillows under her knees and the pad pressed against her lower back. Closes her eyes, waits for the edge to dull. Her phone buzzes. Thea messaged, "How's your day going?" Ada stares at the text. She could be honest, could say her back is screaming and she's been horizontal for 2 hours and probably will be for 2 more. She types, "Doing good." Deletes it. Types, "Fine, you?" Sends it. 3 dots appear. Thea, "Okay, finished work early for once. Want company? Or would you rather have quiet?" Ada looks around the apartment. Pillows everywhere, heating pad cord stretched across the floor, pill bottle on the coffee table. The whole scene screams pain day. She should say she needs quiet, should handle this alone like she always does. She types, "Company's fine, if you're free." Thea, "Be down in 10. Ada puts the phone down, tries to sit up straighter, winces. Okay, no, she's staying horizontal. She closes her eyes, counts to 60, opens them, tries to arrange her face into something that doesn't look like she's barely holding it together. Thea knocks exactly 10 minutes later. "It's open," Ada calls. The door opens. Thea steps in, her worn headphones around her neck, hair damp like she just showered. She takes one look at Ada on the couch and stops. "Hey," Ada says. Her voice comes out too bright. "Come in, I was just resting." "Uh-huh." Thea closes the door behind her, crosses to the couch. How bad what?" "The pain. Don't do that." Ada laughs. It sounds forced even to her own ears. "I'm fine, just a little stiff. Weather change, you know how it is." Thea sits on the coffee table, facing Ada, close enough that Ada can see the skepticism on her face. "Ada." "What?" "You're doing the thing." "What thing?" "The over-bright voice thing, the quick laugh. You're performing okay." Ada's jaw tightens. "I'm not performing, I'm just..." "Lying?" "Managing. Those are not the same." Thea's voice is calm, not angry, not pitying, just direct. "Don't perform okay for me. I'm not going to run because you're having a shit day, but I need you to tell me what's actually happening." Ada stares at her, at the worn edges of Thea's headphones, at the way Thea's sitting, leaning forward slightly, waiting. "It's not that bad," Ada tries. "Ada." "Fine, it's bad. It's a 7, maybe an 8. The weather dropped and my nervous system is throwing a tantrum, and everything from my lower back down feels like it's on fire, even though half of it technically can't feel anything, which is a fun mindfuck my brain likes to pull." Thea nods, doesn't flinch, doesn't look uncomfortable. "What helps?" "Heat, pills, time, not moving." "What makes it worse?" "Moving, sitting up too long, stress, existing." "Okay." Thea looks around. "What do you need right now?" Ada wants to say nothing, wants to prove she's fine, but Thea just called her on performing, and Ada's too tired to keep up the act. "Water," she says. "I should drink water. And the pillows are wrong. I need one more under my knees and one less under my head." "Got it." Thea gets up, goes to the kitchen, fills a glass with water, brings it back, sets it on the coffee table within Ada's reach. Then she looks at the pillow situation. Show me what you need. Ada tries to adjust the pillow under her head, can't quite get the angle right without sitting up, which she's not doing. Here, Thea kneels next to the couch, back against the coffee table. Tell me where. Pull that one out, just a little. Yeah, there. Thea adjusts it. Better? Better. Knees? There's another pillow in the bedroom closet, bottom shelf. Thea gets it, brings it back, lifts Ada's legs gently, slides the pillow underneath, lowers them again. Good? Yeah. Thea's phone buzzes in her pocket. She pulls it out, glances at the cracked screen, silences it without reading, puts it back. You can answer that, Ada says. It's my mom. She can wait 10 minutes. Thea. Ada. Thea sits on the floor next to the couch, back against the coffee table. I'm not leaving because you need to lie down for a few hours. That's not a thing that's happening. Ada's throat tightens. She doesn't know what to do with that, with someone who just stays. They sit in silence for a minute, 2 minutes. The heating pad hums against Ada's back. This is boring for you, Ada says. It's really not. I'm literally just lying here. So what? I'm literally just sitting here. We're both existing in the same room. That's allowed. Ada turns her head slightly, looks at Thea sitting on the floor. You could sit on the couch. There's room. You sure? I don't want to jostle you. There's room. Thea stands, moves to the other end of the couch, sits carefully. Ada shifts slightly to make space. Their bodies aren't touching, but they're close, closer than they've been before. Ada can feel the warmth of Thea next to her, the slight dip in the cushion, the way Thea's sitting very still, like she's trying not to disturb anything. You can relax, Ada says. You're not going to break me. I know. But Thea does relax a little, settles back against the cushions, pulls her feet up under her. They sit like that for a while. Ada closes her eyes. The pain doesn't disappear, but it settles slightly. The pills are kicking in. The heat is helping. Thea's presence is not distracting exactly, just grounding. At some point, Ada's head shifts. She doesn't mean to move closer, it just happens. Her head ends up against the couch cushion near Thea's shoulder, not quite touching, but close. Thea doesn't move away. Ada keeps her eyes closed, breathes, counts her breaths, loses count. She hears it then, just once, faint. 3 metallic jingles in quick succession. She doesn't turn her head this time, doesn't look for the empty bed, just acknowledges it and lets it pass. You okay? Thea asks quietly. Yeah. Ada's voice is rough. Just hearing things I know aren't there. Phantom jingles? You notice that? Hard not to. You turn your head toward the corner sometimes. Ada opens her eyes, stares at the ceiling. It's getting quieter, less frequent. That's something. Yeah. They fall quiet again. Ada's head is definitely closer to Thea's shoulder now. She should move, should maintain some distance, should not get used to this. She doesn't move. Thea shifts slightly, adjusting her position, and her shoulder brushes against Ada's temple. Neither of them pulls away. Is this okay? Thea asks. Yeah. Tell me if it's not. I will. But it is okay, more than okay. It's the first time in days that Ada's body has been screaming and her brain hasn't felt completely alone with it. They stay like that until the heating pad's auto shutoff clicks and the light goes dark, until Thea's phone buzzes 3 more times and she ignores it every time, until the pain in Ada's back drops from an 8 to a 6 to a 5, until sitting this close stops feeling like a question and starts feeling like an answer. When Thea finally stands to leave, she doesn't make a production of it, just says, "Text me if you need anything tonight." And Ada says, "Okay," And they both know she probably won't, but she could, and that matters. After Thea leaves, Ada stays on the couch, heating pad off, pain manageable, and realizes this is what it looks like when someone stays through the boring parts. She's not used to it yet, but she could get used to it.
Sunday evening, Thea texts, "Want company for dinner? I can bring ingredients and we can cook something." Ada stares at the message. They've been texting on and off all day. Nothing important, just existing in each other's phones. Thea sent a meme about hold music that made Ada laugh. Ada sent back a photo of her coffee mug with the caption, "Still alive." Normal things, easy things. Except nothing feels normal anymore, and Ada doesn't know what they're doing. She types, "Yeah, come down whenever." Thea arrives 20 minutes later with a canvas bag full of groceries and her cracked phone in her back pocket. "I'm making stir-fry," Thea announces the second she steps in. "Hope that's okay. I didn't ask first." "It's fine," Ada says, wheels toward the kitchen. "What do you need me to do?" Thea starts unloading vegetables, chicken, soy sauce. "Sit there and tell me where things are." "That's you cooking while I watch." Thea glances over like she's weighing her options. "Okay, you can be in charge of sauce. You like control." Ada snorts. "I like competence." Thea grabs a small bowl and slides it toward Ada. "Soy sauce, garlic, whatever else you think makes me look less pathetic." Ada takes the bowl and starts assembling something that resembles a plan. Thea chops onions at the counter, movements efficient, but not effortless, like she's following a mental recipe and praying it holds. "How bad's your pain today?" Thea asks without looking up. 3, maybe 4. The weather stabilized." "Good." Thea's phone buzzes in her pocket. She ignores it. It buzzes again 2 minutes later, and again. "You can check that," Ada says. "I know." "Thea." Thea dumps the onions into the pan. Oil sizzles. She exhales once, sharp. "It's my mom." "So answer." Thea pulls her phone out, looks at the screen, then sets it face down on the counter beside the cutting board. Not like a performance, like a choice. "I'll call her back later," she says. Ada watches the phone sit there, cracked screen down, buzzing uselessly against the laminate. "Is that allowed?" Ada asks before she can stop herself. Thea stirs the onions. "I'm learning that it has to be." They don't talk about it after that. Thea cooks. Ada hands her things when asked. Garlic press, clean spoon, the sauce bowl. Small logistics that feel bigger than they should. When the food is ready, Thea plates it at the counter and carries both plates to the coffee table. They eat on opposite ends of the couch. The TV is on but muted, flickering light across the room without providing anything useful. "This is good," Ada says. "It's fine. I overcooked the chicken." "It's good." Thea smiles like she doesn't entirely believe she's allowed to take the compliment, but she keeps eating anyway. Her phone is still on the counter, face down and silent. Ada watches her, the way Thea eats like she's trying to disappear into the act of it. The way she keeps glancing at Ada like she's waiting for instructions, like she's bracing for Ada to decide this was a mistake. "Stop doing that," Ada says. Thea looks up. "Doing what?" "Waiting for me to need something. Just eat your food." "I'm eating." "You're also hovering without moving." Thea's fork pauses midair, then she sets it down carefully. "I'm not hovering." "You're ready to jump up the second I ask for anything. That's hovering." Thea stares at her plate. "Okay, yeah, I'm doing it." "What is it this time?" Ada asks, sharper than she means to. "The usefulness thing." Thea's mouth twists like she hates the words. "If I don't have a job, I don't know what to do with myself." Ada sets her own plate down. "So do nothing." "I don't know how." "You did it yesterday." "Why?" Thea's throat works. "Because you were in pain.
You needed someone there. That's a purpose. Ada goes still. That's fucked up, she says quietly. I know. They finish eating in silence. Not comfortable silence, the kind where both of them are thinking too much and saying too little. When they're done, Ada takes the plates to the kitchen, rinses them, sets them in the sink, wheels back. Thea is sitting very still, staring at the muted TV like it might hand her a script. We need to talk, Ada says. Thea's face tightens. Okay. Ada wheels closer, stops a few feet away, too far to touch, close enough to be heard. She hates this part, the part where she has to name something without knowing what it is yet. Yesterday, Ada says, on the couch. Thea's gaze flicks to her, stays. Was that just friendly, or was it something else? Thea doesn't dodge. It felt like something else. Ada exhales like she's been holding her breath all week. Okay, she says. So what are we doing? Thea's shoulders lift and fall. I don't know what to call it, but I think about you constantly. I look for excuses to come down here, and when I'm next to you, I don't want to be anywhere else. Ada's chest tightens, not in the bad way, not entirely. I need clarity, Ada says, and her voice comes out rough, which is fine. I can't do ambiguous. I can't sit here wondering if you're just being nice. Are we doing this or not? Thea answers immediately, like she's been waiting for permission. I want this. I want you. Whatever pace, whatever shape. But yes, even if I'm difficult, especially if you're difficult. Even if I have bad pain days and I'm stuck in here for a week. Yes. Even if I'm not grateful enough or nice enough or easy to be around. Thea leans forward slightly. Not touching, just closer. Ava, I'm not here because you're easy. I'm here because you're real. Ada looks down at her hands on her wheels, at anything except Thea's face. I don't know how to do this, she admits. Me neither, Thea says. I've never been good at not disappearing into someone else. I've never been good at letting people stay, Ada says. They sit with that, the apartment quiet except for the refrigerator hum and somebody's TV upstairs. So, Ada says, like she's testing the word, we're doing this. Thea's mouth twitches. We're doing this. What does that mean? Ada asks, practically. Thea thinks for a second. It means I text first, I come over when you want me to, I tell you when I'm tapped out, and we don't guess. Ada nods. And it means I tell you when I'm not okay, and you tell me when your head hurts. No minimizing. Deal. And we figure out the rest as we go? Yeah. Ada looks up. Thea's watching her with something Ada recognizes and hates how much she recognizes it. Want. Held carefully, like it's breakable. Come here, Ada says. Thea moves closer and sits on the coffee table facing Ada, knees almost touching Ada's chair. Ada reaches out slowly, giving Thea time to pull back. Thea doesn't pull back. Ada takes Thea's hand, palm to palm, fingers lacing, deliberate this time, not accidental, not functional, just touch for the sake of touch. Thea's hand is cold. It's always cold. This okay? Ada asks. Thea's voice drops. Yeah, this is okay. They sit like that, holding hands, not talking, the TV still muted, Thea's phone still face down in the kitchen. After a while, Thea breathes out like she's remembering her life outside this room. I should go soon, call my mom back before she shows up at my door. Okay, neither of them moves. Tomorrow, Thea says. Can I come over after work? Yeah. What time works? Whenever. Ada's thumb shifts against Thea's knuckles. Just text first. I will. Thea squeezes Ada's hand once, then lets go, stands, grabs her bag from the kitchen, picks up her phone, looks at the screen and winces. 7 missed calls. Good luck, Ada says. Thea pauses at the door, turns back. This is real, right? Ada doesn't flinch. It's real. Thea smiles, small, uncertain, real anyway. Okay, good. After she leaves, Ada sits in the quiet apartment and looks at her hand, the one that was holding Thea's. She still can feel the shape of Thea's fingers, the cold palm, the deliberate pressure. She still doesn't have a name for it, but she knows what it feels like, and for now, that's enough.
Monday evening, Ada texts Thea first. Still coming over? The reply comes within seconds. Yes. 7:30 okay? Ada looks at the time. 6:47 p.m. She has 43 minutes to stop overthinking. She types, yeah, text when you're at the door. Don't knock, my head's weird today. Got it. Ada puts the phone down. Wheels to the kitchen. She's been sitting too long and her back is complaining. That familiar 4 out of 10 ache that means she should take something now before it gets worse. She opens the cabinet, reaches for the pill bottle. Her hand freezes. She's about to take a pill so she can perform fine, so Thea won't worry, so Thea won't see her in pain. She catches herself. She takes the pill anyway because she actually needs it, and the reason matters. She's taking it for herself, not for Thea. Small victories. At 7:29, her phone buzzes. At your door. Ada wheels over, opens it. Thea stands there in a hoodie and leggings, hair still damp from a shower, holding a paper bag that smells like Thai food. Her cracked phone is visible in her hoodie pocket. Hey, Thea says. Hey. Thea steps inside, sets the bag on the coffee table. I got pad thai and spring rolls. Hope that's okay. It's fine. Ada closes the door. You didn't have to bring food. I know, but I was hungry and assumed you were too. Ada pulls her chair in close to the couch so they can eat at the same level. Thea sits on the cushion with her plate balanced on her knees. Ada eats from her lap. They sit closer than the space requires. Thea's knee bumps the side of Ada's chair. Neither of them adjusts. Halfway through, Ada reaches for her water and finds the pill bottle instead. She takes the sip anyway. Thea glances over but doesn't ask if she's okay. That's progress. I got an email today. Yeah? From the dog food subscription, asking for feedback on why I canceled. Thea's fork pauses halfway to her mouth. Are you serious? Completely. There was a survey. Multiple choice. Thea sets her fork down. Tell them your dog died and see if that breaks their algorithm. Ada laughs. It tastes like coping. Thea laughs too, and somehow that makes it survivable. They finish eating. Ada takes both plates to the kitchen, rinses them, sets them in the sink. You want help with those? Thea asks from the couch. Ada almost says no automatically, then stops. Can you just move the dish soap forward? I can't reach it from here. Thea gets up, moves the soap 6 inches forward on the counter, doesn't make it a production, just does it and sits back down. Ada washes the plates, dries them, puts them away. Wheels back to the living room. You want to sit? Thea asks, gesturing at the couch. Ada does. She transfers from her chair to the cushion, settles in. The heating pad is already plugged in from earlier. She doesn't need it yet, but it's there if she does. Thea reaches for the pillow at the other end. Knees? Yeah. Thea positions it under Ada's knees without being asked. It's becoming automatic, routine. They sit like that for a minute, not talking, not touching, just existing in the same space. Then Thea says, quietly, I keep waiting for you to realize I'm too much work. Ada turns her head. Thea's not looking at her. She's staring at the coffee table like it holds answers. I keep waiting for you to realize I'm not worth the work, Ada says. Thea finally looks at her. Something complicated crosses her face. Then she almost smiles. We're both idiots. Yeah. Ada shifts closer. Not accidental, deliberate. Her shoulder presses against Thea's. Thea's hand is on the couch between them, fingers spread against the cushion.
Ada looks at Thea's hand, then at Thea. This still okay? Ada asks. Yeah. Ada takes Thea's hand, laces their fingers together. They've done this before, but it still feels new every time. The apartment is quiet, except for the radiator clicking and someone's TV upstairs. Ada can hear Thea's breathing, can feel the warmth of Thea's palm against hers. Then she hears it. 3 metallic jingles in quick succession, the phantom sound of Harley circling in his bed. Ada doesn't turn her head, doesn't look, just acknowledges it and lets it pass. You okay? Thea asks softly. Yeah, just the jingles. They're getting quieter. That's good. Yeah. Thea's phone buzzes in her hoodie pocket. She ignores it. You can check that, Ada says. It's my mom. She can wait. The phone buzzes again. Thea pulls it out, silences it without looking at the screen, sets it face down on the coffee table. You sure? Ada asks. I'm sure. The building's front door slams downstairs. Loud. Someone coming in late. Ada tenses. Her back spikes. Sharp and sudden. Not terrible, just there. Thea notices immediately. You okay? Ada forces herself to breathe. Yeah, just noise. You need anything? And there it is, Thea slipping back into usefulness, looking for a job. Stop, Ada says, not unkindly. Thea blinks. What? You're doing the thing where you need a task. Thea's mouth twists. I just asked if you needed anything. I know, but you asked it like you need me to need something. Thea goes quiet. Then, you're right. Sorry. Don't apologize. Just sit here. Okay.
They resettle. Thea's arm goes around Ada's shoulders this time, tentative at first, then more sure. This okay? Thea asks. Ada nods, leans into it. They're very close now. Close enough that Ada can see the tired lines around Thea's eyes, the small scar on her chin, the way Thea keeps glancing at Ada's mouth. Ada's heart is doing something complicated in her chest. Can I kiss you? Ada asks. The words come out direct, no hedging. Thea's breath catches. Please. It's not romantic, it's relief. Ada leans in, closes the distance, presses her mouth to Thea's. The kiss is soft, brief. Ada pulls back after a few seconds, checks in. Still okay? Thea's eyes are closed. She opens them. Don't stop. Ada kisses her again, longer this time. Thea's hand comes up to Ada's jaw, fingers careful against her skin. It's not a movie moment. It's just real. Ada's back twinges. She shifts slightly, adjusting the angle. Thea notices, adjusts with her, and somehow that's more intimate than the kiss itself. When they break apart, their foreheads stay pressed together, both of them breathing. Thea laughs quietly, almost nervous. What? Ada asks. Nothing, just good. Yeah, Ada says. Good. They sit like that, close and tangled and not talking. Ada's back hurts and her apartment is too small and Harley is still gone and none of that has changed. But this is new. Thea's phone buzzes on the coffee table. Once, twice, 3 times. Thea sighs, reaches for it, finally looks at the screen. I really do need to call her back before bed. Okay. Thea doesn't move immediately. She kisses Ada once more, quick and soft, then pulls back, stands, grabs her hoodie where it slid off onto the couch. Tomorrow? Thea asks. Yeah. What time? After work? Around 7? Text first. I will.
Thea heads for the door, stops, turns back. We're still doing this? Ada almost smiles. We're still doing this. Thea smiles back. Small, uncertain, real. Then she's gone. Ada stays on the couch, heating pad off, pillow under her knees, the apartment settling back into quiet. She touches her mouth, can still feel the pressure of Thea's lips, the careful way Thea held her jaw. Tomorrow at 7. That's a plan. That's routine building. She doesn't know what this is yet. Doesn't know if it'll last or break or become something she can name. But for tonight, she knows what it feels like. And that's enough. The pain woke Ada up at 4 a.m. Not the dull background ache she'd learned to live with. This was the sharp kind. It radiated from her lower spine through her hips and made her want to claw her way out of her own body. 8 out of 10, maybe climbing toward 9. She took 2 pills instead of 1, waited for them to kick in. They didn't. By Wednesday evening, she'd been horizontal for 12 hours straight, heating pad on her lower back, pillow under her knees, another behind her head. The weather had shifted overnight, barometric pressure dropping fast, and her nervous system was staging a revolt. Her phone buzzed on the coffee table. She ignored it. It buzzed again. She reached for it, wincing at the movement. Thea asked, "Still on for tonight?" Right, they'd made plans. Tuesday, they'd texted on and off, nothing deep, just existing in each other's phones. Thea had worked a double shift. Ada had slept badly. Today, Thea had worked at another long shift, and Ada had spent the entire day trying to not exist. She typed with one hand, "Can we reschedule? Bad pain day." 3 dots appeared immediately. Thea asked, "How bad?" Ada stared at the screen. Thought about lying. Didn't. Ada said, 8, maybe more. The dots appeared and disappeared twice. Then, "Can I come over anyway? Just to sit with you? I won't make it a thing." Ada's jaw tightened. She didn't want Thea here. Didn't want anyone here. Didn't want to be witnessed like this, horizontal and useless and falling apart. She typed, "Fine." Sent it. Hated how it sounded. Didn't have the energy to soften it. 20 minutes later, someone knocked softly. "It's open," Ada called, her voice rough from not using it all day. The door opened. Thea stepped in, still in scrubs, her cracked phone visible in her pocket. She took one look at Ada on the couch and went very still. "Hey," Thea said carefully. "Hey." Thea closed the door behind her, set her bag down, moved to the kitchen, filled a glass of water, and brought it to the coffee table, set it within Ada's reach. "I don't need water," Ada said. "I know. It's there if you do." Thea stayed standing. "Do you want quiet or company?" "I don't know what I want." "Okay." Ada turned her face toward the back of the couch, away from Thea, away from the concern she could feel radiating off her. "You don't have to stay," Ada said to the cushions. "I know. I'm not good company right now. I didn't come for good company." Ada's hands curled into fists. The anger sat hot and ugly in her chest. "Then why did you come?" "Because you're in pain, and I wanted to be here." "That's not a reason." "It's my reason." Ada wanted to scream, wanted to throw something, wanted to not be lying on this couch feeling like her body was trying to kill her while someone she'd kissed 2 days ago stood in her kitchen watching her fall apart. "At least when Harley was here, I could—" She stopped. The sentence hung in the air, unfinished and jagged. Could what? Move around more easily? Not have to ask? Pretend she was managing? She didn't know how to finish it. Didn't know what she'd been about to say. The silence stretched. Thea didn't try to fill it. Ada closed her eyes. The heating pad was losing temperature. She should get up and adjust it. She couldn't move. "I'm going to sit in your kitchen for 20 minutes, Thea said. Her voice was calm, not gentle, just steady. "You can ignore me, you can yell at me, you can ask me to leave, but I'm not running because you're in pain and angry about it." Ada's throat tightened. I don't want you here. Okay, I mean it. I believe you. So leave. In 20 minutes. Unless you actually want me to leave now, then I will. Ada said nothing, which was answer enough. She heard Thea move to the kitchen, heard the chair scrape against the floor, heard Thea sit down. The apartment went quiet, except for the radiator and the distant sound of traffic outside. Ada lay there, breathing, counting breaths, losing count. Her hand dropped off the edge of the couch, hanging in the space between the furniture. She didn't have the energy to pull it back up. Minutes passed, maybe 5, maybe 15. Time was moving strangely again. Then she heard it, faint, 3 metallic jingles in quick succession. She turned her head slightly, looking toward the corner where Harley's bed used to be. The space was empty. The bed was long gone. The jingles weren't real. She turned back to staring at the couch cushion. I'm scared you're only here because I'm broken, Ada said to the room. She didn't mean to say it out loud. It just came out. Thea didn't answer immediately. Then, I'm scared you think that's the only reason anyone would stay. Ada's eyes burned. She blinked hard. I don't know what else I have to offer right now. You don't have to offer anything. That's not how it works. I'm trying to make it that way. Ada wanted to argue, wanted to push back, wanted to prove Thea wrong. She was too tired. The heating pad clicked off, auto shut off. She should plug it back in, turn it on again. She couldn't reach the cord from here without sitting up, and sitting up wasn't happening. She heard Thea stand, heard footsteps. Then Thea was crouching next to the couch, eye level with Ada. Can I turn the heating pad back on? Thea asked. Ada nodded. Thea reached past her, clicked it back on, set it to medium. The warmth started building again against Ada's lower back. Then Thea sat down on the floor. Not on the couch, not touching, just near. Ada's hand was still hanging off the edge of the cushion. Thea's hand moved into her line of sight, fingers open, waiting. Ada reached down. Their hands met. Thea's fingers closed around hers. They stayed like that. Ada horizontal on the couch, Thea sitting on the floor beside her, hands linked. Thea didn't say it would be okay, didn't promise anything, just held Ada's hand and sat there while the heating pad warmed and the pain slowly, incrementally started to drop from an 8 to a 7 to a 6. I hate this, Ada said. I know. I hate that you're seeing me like this. I know. I hate that I can't just be normal. Thea's thumb moved against Ada's knuckles. You don't have to make this pretty. Ada's throat tightened. They sat in silence for a while longer, the apartment darkening as evening turned to night. Neither of them moved to turn on a light. Eventually, Thea said, Do you want me to go? Ada thought about it. Actually thought about it instead of answering automatically. No, she said. Okay. But I might not be good company for a while. That's fine. I brought my laptop. I can work on translations if you want quiet. Okay. Thea squeezed Ada's hand once, then let go. Stood, went to get her bag from by the door, came back, sat on the floor with her laptop. Ada watched her settle in, watched Thea pull up a document and start working, the screen glow illuminating her face. Tomorrow, Ada said after a minute. Thea looked up. Yeah? If I'm having a bad pain day and I tell you, you don't have to come over. I know. But if you want to come over anyway, ask first, like you did today. Okay? And if I say I need space, I mean it. Understood. But if I don't say I need space, then I'll sit on your floor and work on translations until you kick me out. Ada almost smiled. Yeah, that. Deal. Thea went back to her laptop. Ada closed her eyes. The pain was still there, would probably be there tomorrow too, but it had dropped into something she could live inside. She didn't know if this would work long term, didn't know what happens when it stops feeling new and it's just pain days and logistics and the slow grind of existing. But for tonight, Thea was here, on the floor, working quietly, not fixing, not leaving. That was something. Maybe it was enough. Ada woke up Thursday morning to her phone buzzing at 6:47 a.m. Her back felt better. Not good, maybe a 4. Manageable if she didn't get cocky about it. She reached for the phone, blinking against the light. Thea said, "Morning, I'm working from home today. Want company around 10 or later? Or not at all, that's fine too." Ada stared at it longer than necessary. Last night, Thea had stayed until almost midnight, sitting on the floor with her laptop while Ada dozed in and out under the heating pad. At some point, she'd woken up to a blanket pulled over her legs that she didn't remember dragging down. Thea hadn't said anything about it. She'd just texted from upstairs after she left. "Locked your door. Sleep." Ada typed, "10 works. If you're already getting coffee, bring one. If you're not, don't do it on purpose." Thea, "I'm already getting coffee." Of course she was. Ada put the phone down and transferred out of bed. The morning routine took longer than it used to. Everything did, now that Harley wasn't here to do the small, invisible tasks that made the apartment functional, the stupid stuff that only mattered when it was missing. She wheeled to the bathroom. By the time Thea texted, "At your door at 10:03, Ada had showered, dressed, and opened her laptop at the kitchen table. She looked like someone who had her life together, if you ignored the heating pad cord peeking out from under the couch like a trip hazard. "Come in," Ada called. Thea came in carrying 2 coffees and a paper bag. Hair pulled back, oversized sweater, no makeup, the kind of face that looked tired in a way that wasn't dramatic, just factual. "Hey," Thea said. "Hey." Thea said the coffee's down. "Oat milk latte. And I panic bought a muffin." "You panic bought a muffin?" "The barista asked if I wanted something to eat and my brain shorted out." Ada snorted, which was not quite a laugh, but close. They sat with their coffees for a minute. No talking, just letting caffeine pretend it could fix anything. Ada's phone buzzed again. She glanced at the screen. An email with the subject line, "Canine Companions Return Confirmation. Action Required." Her stomach turned. She clicked it, read the first line, closed it, like that fixed it. Thea's phone buzzed, then buzzed again, then started ringing. Thea looked at the screen, jaw tightening, then answered with a flat, controlled voice. "Hi, Mom." Pause. "No, I can't talk right now." Another pause, longer, the guilt trip loading screen. "I know, I'm not ignoring you. I can't do this right now. I will call you tonight at 8. Pause. "Mom, 8. One more pause, and Thea's eyes flicked up to Ada like she was checking whether she was allowed to be a person. "I have to go." She hung up and set the phone face down on the table. Ada waited. "She's going to call back," Thea said. "Are you going to answer?" "No." "Good." Thea's mouth twitched. "That's it? Just good? What do you want, a medal?" "I don't know. Most people tell me I'm being harsh." You're not being harsh. You're being clear. Thea's phone buzzed again, this time a text. Thea didn't look at it. Ada lifted her coffee. If you want to work here, work here. Thea nodded like she'd been holding her breath. Okay. They worked in parallel for an hour. Ada answered the boring email she'd been avoiding all week, the one from her insurance portal that had the audacity to request updated documentation like her body was a subscription service. She typed with clipped, angry precision. Thea translated something on her laptop, occasionally muttering in Swedish under her breath, like swearing quietly made it more accurate. Ada didn't ask what she was working on. The story didn't need it. Around 11:30, Ada heard it. 3 faint metallic jingles in quick succession. Her eyes lifted automatically toward the corner where Harley's bed used to be. The space was empty. Still empty. The jingles weren't real. She looked back down at her screen and kept typing. You okay? Thea asked without looking up. Yeah, Ada said. Just the jingles. Thea nodded once, like that was a normal sentence, and went back to her work. Around noon, Ada's back tightened. The 4 started creeping toward a 5, the predictable slide. She closed her laptop. Thea looked up immediately, reflexive. Do you need anything? Ada watched the question land in Thea's face. The immediate readiness, the job she wanted to assign herself. Ada didn't snap. She didn't soften it either. You're doing it, Ada said. Thea exhaled through her nose. Right, sorry. Don't apologize, Ada said. Just notice it. Thea nodded, serious. Ada wheeled to the couch, pulled the heating pad over her lower back, arranged the pillows the way she needed. It wasn't graceful. It didn't have to be. Behind her, Thea stayed at the table, kept working, didn't hover by the couch like a nurse. That mattered. Ada lay down and stared at the ceiling until her muscles in her back stopped trying to revolt. At some point, her eyes closed. When she opened them again, the apartment was brighter. The sun shifted, and Thea was on the floor beside the couch with her laptop balanced on her knees. Not in a crisis way, not in a martyr way, just proximity. You don't have to sit on the floor, Ada said, voice rough. Thea looked up. I know. Then why are you on the floor? She shrugged a little. Because it's close, and because the couch makes my back hurt if I sit like a normal person. Ada blinked. That's fair. Thea went back to her laptop, keys clicking softly. Ada's hand slid off the edge of the cushion. Not dramatic, just tired. Thea's hand found it without looking, fingers laced, casual and deliberate at the same time. Thea typed with her free hand like this was a normal configuration of 2 human beings. After a while, Thea said, We should make a rule. Ada didn't open her eyes. You're obsessed with rules. I need them, otherwise I turn into a problem. Ada cracked one eye open. Go on. Thea's gaze stayed on her screen. Rule 1, you give me a time window when you want company, not whenever. A window. Ada made a small sound. Bossy. Yes. Fine, Ada said. 10 to 12, 7 to 9, something like that. Exactly, Thea said. Ada closed her eyes again. Rule 2? If I'm coming and I'm not okay, I tell you before I walk in. Ada's throat tightened slightly. Not in a sentimental way, in a practical way, like her body recognized the difference between being lied to and being trusted. Deal, Ada said. Thea's fingers paused briefly. Rule 3, if one of us needs space, we say it plainly. No hinting, no punishing silence. Ada's mouth twitched. I'm great at punishing silence. I've noticed, Thea said deadpan. Ada almost laughed. Okay, plainly. Okay. Thea went back to typing. Ada lay there and let the warmth from the heating pad spread across her lower back. The pains stayed present, but it stopped grabbing the microphone. Thea's phone buzzed once more on the table. Thea didn't move. Ada opened her eyes and looked at the kitchen table where her laptop sat closed. The canine companion's email was still there, waiting. She didn't want to open it. She didn't want to deal with the return confirmation and the little, polite corporate line about thank you for your partnership, like Harley had been an employee. She swallowed. Thea, Ada said. Thea looked up immediately, not jumping, just present. Yeah? I have an email I'm avoiding. Thea's face softened without turning into pity. What kind of email? Ada stared at the ceiling. The vest return. Confirmation. Action required. Thea nodded slowly. Do you want me to look at it? No, Ada said. Then, after a beat, I want you to sit here while I look at it. Okay, Thea said, like it was the most normal request in the world. Ada pushed herself up enough to reach for her laptop, not fully sitting, not fully lying, a compromise position her body tolerated. She opened the email, read it. It was exactly as dumb and procedural as she expected. A tracking number, a note that equipment would be expected, a reminder to return remaining items if any were missing. Ada closed the laptop. She exhaled. That was it? Thea asked gently. Yeah, it was nothing, which is the problem. Thea's fingers brushed Ada's knuckles once, small. I get that. Ada stared at their hands for a second. The phantom jingles didn't come back. Thea's laptop clicked as she saved something. She shut it. I should go back upstairs in a bit. I have a deadline. Ada made a face. Translator life. Tragic, Thea said. Ada squeezed hands once. Tomorrow, dinner? Thea's eyes flicked to Ada's face. Do I have a time window? Ada sighed. 7 to 9. Thea smiled, quick and real. Perfect. I'll text first. And if your mom calls, you do not answer in my apartment like you're doing something illegal. Thea snorted. Fine, I'll ignore her legally. Ada settled back against the pillow, heat at her back. Thea's hand still in hers. It wasn't perfect. Ada's body would spike again. Thea's mom would keep calling. The building door button would probably stay broken until the end of time. But they had 3 rules now. Not romantic rules, survival rules. Ada turned her head slightly, just enough to look at Thea's profile in the light from the window. Thea looked up, like she could feel it. No big moment, no speech, just a quiet fact. Thea was here. Not fixing, not leaving, not performing. Ada closed her eyes. For now, that was enough. Friday evening, Ada texted Thea. 7 to 9 window tonight, bringing dinner or should I order? Thea, I'll bring something. I'll aim for 7:15. Ada looked at the time, 6:32 p.m. She had 43 minutes. She wheeled to the bedroom, opened the drawer where she'd shoved Harley's collar 2 weeks ago. Blue nylon, silver tags. She pulled it out, held it for a moment. The metal was cold. She set it on top of the dresser where she could see it. Not hidden, not displayed, just there. She didn't know what else to do with it, and that was fine. At 7:14, her phone buzzed. At your door. Come in, Ada called. Thea stepped inside with Thai food and her usual tired face. I got the same thing as last time because I'm uncreative. That's fine. It was good last time. They ate at the coffee table, sitting on the couch with plates on their laps. Thea's leg pressed against Ada's chair. Neither moved. Halfway through, Thea's phone rang. She looked at the screen, sighed, answered. Hi, Mom. Pause. No, I can't come down this weekend. I already told you. Longer pause. Ada could hear the guilt through the phone. "Mom, I know it's hard, but I'm not driving 3 hours right now. I'll come next weekend." The voice on the other end got louder. Thea's jaw tightened. "I'm not being selfish. I'm being realistic. I have work and She glanced at Ada. "I have plans." Another pause. "I'm not discussing this right now. I'll call you tomorrow. Goodbye." She hung up before her mom could respond, set the phone face down on the table. "That sounded expensive," Ada said. Thea exhaled. "She's going to be mad at me for a week. Are you going to apologize?" "No." "Good." Thea picked up her fork, stabbed at her pad thai like it personally wronged her. "I hate this part." "Which part?" "The part where I set a boundary and then feel like garbage about it." Ada took a sip of water. "That's the proof it's working. If it didn't cost you anything, it wouldn't be a real boundary." Thea looked at her. "That's annoyingly accurate." "I know." They finished eating. Ada took the plates to the kitchen, rinsed them. Thea followed with the takeout containers, threw them in the trash. "I need to check my mail. You want to come with me or stay here?" "I'll come." They took the elevator down to the ground floor. The lobby was empty, just the rows of mailboxes on one wall and the heavy glass door to the street. Ada wheeled to her mailbox, opened it. Junk mail, a bill, a postcard from her cousin in Atlanta. She pulled everything out, stuffed it in the bag hanging from her chair. "You want to go outside for a minute?" Thea asked. "It's not freezing for once." Ada looked at the door. The broken automatic button was still there, taped over with a handwritten sign, "Out of order." "Sure," Ada said. Thea moved to the door, pulled it open, held it. Ada wheeled through into the small alcove between the inner and outer doors. Thea let the first door close, reached for the outer door, pulled. It didn't budge. She tried again. Nothing. "It's deadbolted," Thea said, flattening her palm on the glass. "From the street side." Ada leaned forward. Someone flipped the thumb turn. Why would they do that? Who knows? Someone's paranoid neighbor. They stared at the door for a moment. "So we're stuck in the world's smallest room?" Thea said. "Technically, we can go back inside." "Right, so we're not stuck. We're just mildly inconvenienced." Ada almost laughed. "You want to call someone?" "Who? The landlord who doesn't answer his phone?" Fair point. They stood there for another moment. Then Thea said, "Wait, I have an idea." She pulled out her phone, scrolled through contacts, called someone, put it on speaker. "Hey, Marcus, it's Thea from 3B. Are you home?" "Yeah, we're stuck in the front alcove. Someone locked the outer door from inside. Can you come down and unlock it from the street side?" "Thanks." She hung up. "He'll be down in 2 minutes." "Marcus from 4C? "Yeah, the guy with the dog." "I didn't know you had his number." "I gave him my number after his dog barked for 3 hours straight one night. Emergency de-escalation contact." "And he actually texted you?" "Once. The dog's better behaved than most humans." 2 minutes later, Marcus appeared on the other side of the glass door, unlocked the deadbolt, pulled it open. "Sorry about that. Mrs. Chen's been locking everything at night. She's convinced someone's breaking in." "No one's breaking in, but thanks for coming down." "No problem." Marcus disappeared back into the building. Thea held the door open. Ada wheeled through onto the sidewalk. The air was cold, but not bitter. The street was quiet. A few cars passed. The corner store's lights were on down the block. "You want to actually go somewhere, or was this enough adventure for one night?" Ada looked down the street, thought about it. "This counts, and it's enough." "Okay." They went back inside. Thea held both doors. Ada wheeled through, back to the elevator, back up to the second floor. Inside the apartment, Ada transferred to the couch. Thea sat next to her, close enough that their shoulders touched. "Thanks for coming down," Thea said after a minute. It's my building. I live here. You know what I mean. Ada did. It was the first time she'd left the apartment for something that wasn't necessary, just to see if she could, just because Thea asked. It wasn't much, but it was something. They sat in silence for a while. Thea's hand found Ada's, their fingers laced together without either of them making it a production. I need to tell you something, Ada said. Thea turned her head. Okay? I put Harley's collar on my dresser, where I can see it. Thea nodded slowly. How does that feel? I don't know yet, but I didn't want to hide it anymore. That makes sense. I'm not over it. I don't know if I'll ever be over it. You don't have to be. Ada looked at their hands, at Thea's fingers wrapped around hers. I keep thinking I'm supposed to move on, get another dog, fill the space. Do you want another dog? Not yet. Maybe not ever. I don't know. Then don't, Thea said. It's not a requirement. Ada's throat tightened. What if I'm just stuck here forever, in this apartment with phantom jingles and a heating pad? Then I'll sit on your floor and work on translations while you're stuck. That's the deal. Ada almost smiled. That's a terrible deal for you. I don't think so. They sat like that for a while longer, the apartment warm and quiet around them. Eventually, Thea shifted, leaned her forehead against Ada's temple. Not a kiss, just proximity, just choosing to be close. You're staying tonight, Ada asked. If that's okay? It's okay. Thea pulled back slightly, looked at Ada. Can I kiss you? You don't have to ask every time. I know, but I want to. Ada leaned in, closed the distance. Kissed Thea soft and brief and real. When they pulled apart, Thea was smiling. What? Ada asked. Nothing. Just good. Yeah, good. They stayed on the couch until Thea's eyes started closing. Then Thea grabbed the blanket from the back of the couch, arranged herself on the other end with a pillow, and fell asleep while Ada watched whatever was on TV with the volume low. At some point, Ada transferred to her chair, wheeled to the bedroom, got ready for bed. When she came back out, Thea was still asleep, breathing steady and even. Ada plugged her phone in, set it on the coffee table, thought about going to bed, stayed where she was instead. She looked at Thea sleeping on her couch, at the blanket pulled up to her chin, at the shoes by the door that weren't Ada's. Tomorrow, Thea would wake up, make coffee, work from Ada's kitchen table like it was normal. Ada would take her meds, check her email, maybe go down to the lobby again if her back cooperated. They'd text first, ask for time windows, call out hovering when it happened, say when they needed space. It wasn't perfect. Ada's body would spike again. Thea's mom would keep calling. The building door would stay broken until someone actually fixed it. But they had rules now, and coffee in the morning, and Thea's hand reaching for hers without thinking about it. She let herself have it. Ada listened to the quiet apartment, the radiator, the distant traffic, the absence of jingles. She wheeled to the bedroom, transferred to bed, pulled the blanket over herself. For the first time in weeks, the apartment didn't feel too big or too small. It just felt like hers. And in the morning, Thea would still be there. That was enough.